The Ministry of Health presented 3 memos which are all approved. One of them was for the procurement of test kits for HIV/AIDS. As you all know, Nigeria has succeeded in driving down the HIV prevalence from 3% to 1%, to 1.3% in a national indicator and the impact survey that was done recently. Now we want to push it further down by being able to do more testing, particularly of mothers who might be carrying HIV and they don't know it, and they can pass it on to their unborn children. That's what we call the prevention of mother-to-child transmission, and also other routine tests that will be done on people who may have absolutely no symptom at all, but they are carrying the HIV virus. So these test kits we are procuring, and we are also including those test kits that can also detect syphilis. Syphilis, as you all know, is another sexually transmitted disease. So this memo was presented today and passed by Council. The other 2 were memos from NAFDAC. One of them was a memo that was going to buy equipment for 6 laboratories in the country, and the memo was also passed without any question. Is to update and upgrade the laboratories of NAFDAC. The third one is a new vaccine laboratory that will help us when we start manufacturing vaccines. As you know, NAFDAC is a regulatory organ, and their job is to test vaccines that are produced, whether they are fit or not. In order to do that, they must have a laboratory, they must have the WHO, that's World Health Organization, approval of what you call maturity level 3. So they are working on getting maturity level 3 by having laboratories. Laboratories include animal house and the remodeling of the existing facilities. So those are the 3 memos that came to Council. So we are working on production of the vaccine at the same time. And by the time we are getting a good partner, because we have to have either technology transfer or direct, what they call contract manufacturing. By the time that one starts, you must have the regulatory body already there, tested, approved, and functional. Tested and approved by WHO. So if this project is not ready for the vaccine lab and you make your vaccines, you can't use them. So you have to have that ready. While we are working on the vaccine, we are working very hard on that too, because there was no memo about it, but I can tell you a lot about how far we are doing. Beg your pardon? Well, there is no timeline because it's a subject of negotiation, but we want to be as fast as possible because what we have in view is the COVID-19 vaccine, which we have in view. Before then, we already were working on domestic production of routine immunization vaccine. We're working on that. So we're just adding another component because of the situation we are in globally. So both of them are moving at the same time. The horse is in front of the cart. Yes. Yes, of course, we have anticipated that for a long time. We have always known that these viruses move around. There's no way you can stop them. Even the index, when the virus first appeared in China, remember the speed with which it went around the whole world. And then later on, another variant that was called the South Africa, or rather the English one, which is now called the Alpha variant. Very soon it becomes the dominant variant and goes around the whole world. So the same with the variant that you call the Delta variant now, which was first sequenced in India. And we knew that it's only a matter of time because it's proved to be a dominant variant that would go to many places and displace the variant that was there. So we knew it was coming to Nigeria. We have been doing a lot before now. If you had listened to the briefings we had on PSC and also at the Ministry of Health, we have made various reparations, stepped up control at our entry points. We have even introduced testing at land borders now, which we were not doing before, and introduced compulsory quarantine for people coming from India or coming from any country that has that kind of variant. It's no more quarantine at home. quarantine that is supervised. So, and we have also stocked up and prepared in PPEs, equipment. So we have prepared a lot. The only thing that we couldn't get much of was vaccines, but what we were able to do, two things. First of all, have a lot of bilateral conversations with the countries that have vaccines. We spoke to Germany, we spoke to Belgium, we spoke to the UK to give us vaccines. And recently the Americans agreed to give us about 3.9 million vaccines, but they haven't arrived. At the same time, we are pursuing domestic production of COVID-19 vaccines. We are working with a partially government-owned company that is that we are pushing forward and supporting to get either the license or the contract manufacturing license or a technology transfer to produce the vaccine. So on all fronts, we have been working hard and are advising people to follow the non-pharmaceutical interventions and the public health advisories that are already in place. First of all, for the vaccine laboratory is 3,64,582,050 naira and 1 kobo. For the laboratory equipment is 1,262,269,939 naira. And for the kits, there are 4,347,500,000. So that are the figures for the three procurements.